Hello, good morning. Back in Essex. Yes, last weekend was a bit of a dream, and my last broadcast was sort of in the middle of the dream. So I might as well excuse me. Might as well complete the dream in the context of what I've been talking about. So I go to this retreat. Ostensibly, it was a writers' retreat run by a publishing company. So specifically, really about the books that they produce, and I did a book with them last year, and that's why it was relevant for me. But that wasn't the reason for me, and I mentioned that. And to be quite honest, the outcome of the weekend, as the publisher himself, Malcolm, said that it wasn't about the books, it was about the people. It was about what God had to do in people's lives, and we could have a major healing. I won't go into that because it's not relevant, but it's always relevant, but not in the context of the disruptor. So in terms of the relevance to the disruptor, yes, I'm well and truly disrupted, because I had nothing but affirmations over the weekend about my proposed change in direction. A specific word came on the Sunday morning, and the word was metamorphosis. The idea being, moving from one form to another. In my case, moving from one form of writing to another form of writing. There just seemed to be lots of positive words spoken into me. Sometimes when people are being prophetic, they would want to encourage you, and sometimes you wonder how much comes out of that feeling, and how much of it was actually from God. But I think there was a bit of both. But the overall impression was just carry on, and I've been carrying on. I won't mention it. Hopefully next time I speak to you, I will have my fourth screenplay, half-hour series done. I'm just started that now, and I won't mention that until next week. But I thought, today is just simply to say that I'm going for it, and in 5 weeks' time, I'm going to this retreat. Well, it's not a retreat, a conference. So there's 16 of us from various backgrounds, no idea. I imagine I'll be the only Christian there, and probably the oldest person there. And my feeling was absolute trepidation, because what I'm doing is I'm fulfilling, really, my last book, which is now out. I should make some mention of that at some point. Icebreaker. I've now virtually sent them all out to the crowdfunders, and the main thrust of that book is something that I've never followed myself, and by going on this course and by accepting this change of direction, it's like I'm following my own words, because my words were, something we've messed about too much as believers. There's only one thing that we need to be doing, that's preach the gospel, preach a resurrection, however, but in a way that's going to be relevant and a way that's right for you. So I'm not a street evangelist. I've never brought anyone to faith, as far as I know, directly. And I'm asking myself to go into this lion's den for 5 days among people who will be very much part of a mindset that's very alien to the way I think, and defending myself. I mentioned that at the retreat last week, and the lady, a very prophetic lady, said, and I've got a recording of this, and what she said was this: you go to that retreat as a son of the king. You are there to create the atmosphere. You are there to draw people to yourself or to Jesus through what you do and what you say. So in the back of my mind, that is what I wanted, but I thought I'm just not equipped to do that, and so this group who are now become great friends over these 8 strangers, we've now got a WhatsApp group, and they will be sending me messages during that course, and of course my own people, of which you may be one. I do hope and pray that you will be hoping and praying for me before, during and after, because there's 2 ways of looking at it. Number one is, am I going to be there to be salt and light, and if so, am I going to be equipped enough to do that? And number 2 is, what happens that during that week, something that could launch me into a new career. to get my screenplays, TV screenplays, looked at and acted on. I mean, that is how I see it. And the other thing is, if it doesn't work out, I need to be, well, see, I'm used to disappointment, I have to say. My whole career, it's been more downs than ups, I have to say, looking back over the 30 years. And it hasn't affected me, it hasn't dented my creativity, that's the thing. If anything, it's spurred me on. And I'll always, for as long as I've got breath in my body, I'll be creative, even if no one listens or watches what I do. And I had a lovely time last night. We did a run through. There was, 6 or 7 of us. Went through the last 2 parts of my care home trilogy. Well, not trilogy now. There's 6 parts, and we did the last 2, so the last couple of hours of it. And it was great fun. I don't know whether they've been, truthful or not. I think they enjoyed it, and we all made fun of each other's accents, and even though it's a visual thing, and of course you can't get across a lot of the visual aspects of it when you're doing a read-through, it helped me a lot. Just to get some positive feedback and just to listen to it myself. And so I'm hoping to do more of those. If you're interested, we can increase that team of thespians, or would be. I mean, it's not. This is not a tryout. This is not a rehearsal, or whatever. And I hope in 2 or 3 weeks' time to do another one. Well, I want to do, before the 5 weeks is up, I want to have all my 6 mini screenplays done and rehearsed once. So, and I'm going to do it. I want to do it in 3 lots. So, hopefully, in maybe 2 weeks' time, to do the first batch of 2, maybe 3. Don't know. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope this finds you well, and the Disruptor will be back next week.